Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith of the In Black VTF here, T3 Live, with this week's market wrap up. And what a week it was! Brexit week. And, if for people like, it's crazy, it's a crazy market and all that, you must be new here because this kind of stuff happens all the time. And so it's important not to get frustrated or angry, just seek to understand how to trade volatility because this kind of stuff, if you weren't here last January or last August, if you've just been only been trading since then, this stuff happens all the time. And you want to know how to navigate that. I did a weeknight video on my YouTube, Smiths in the Black, all one word on YouTube this Wednesday night. I'm going to go through some of that today, but a lot more in depth. I would watch that because you want to understand what exactly to do because when there's a high volatility, people are scared. And we want to trade against people that are scared and wrong. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's take a look. You might recall here last Friday, I talked about this momentum shooting star, which means that anybody here that bought stops on the low of the day over the weekend thinking that they got the bottom, all right, blew a lot of shorts out because of rallying up like this. You come in on Monday morning and this momentum shooter kicks in hard. It opens gaps down and opens on the high and pukes. So this is what I call a simultaneous break, all right? You've had almost everything doing momentum shooting star to the downside and closing toward the downside. So what does that mean? What does that tell us? That tells us that longs are just getting absolutely destroyed right at the chute, blowing it out. If you're short, you can stay short. There's no reason to cover, really, if you're just looking at this chart, but you got to look at everything, all right? So we know that anytime you take out the lows here, you're at risk of an exhaustion, which means that anybody has nothing to be long against. They're stopped out, and shorts can press and stay comfortable here, right? And thus the broadening formation forms. So on Monday, what did we know to be true? We had a simultaneous break in all the big stuff. However, if you were still looking around, remember, oh, that's right, the utilities. That shows us right here that money is not rotating out of the United States market, it's rotating into yield. How about the REITs? Yeah, inside day for the REITs is on Monday. So we also, the VXX, the VIX, guess what it didn't do? It didn't spike when the market puked. So coming in on Tuesday, we had some evidence we might recover. Now we don't know for sure until we open. And what did we do? We opened here, which is also the weekly opening, right? So at this point, when it starts rallying up, this is called a kicking pattern, right? Or as I like to call, kick them in the nads pattern, all right? So here we take out this, which is also the weekly opening, which means when the 60 and the daily here is green, we're negating the monthly sell signal because we're green on all the immediate time frames and going up. So at that point, we get in here and you can start to see this consolidation here. And then later in the day, it started to accelerate. And you got the small cappers here going inside 60, stuff like that. And then if we go to the 15s, here, going back a bit, a simultaneous break of the 15s. And what that means is that the Qs, the SPY, the diamonds, and the small cappers all went inside 15 right here. Simultaneous break to go closing towards the highs there. And that's on Monday. So when you come in on Tuesday, some people say, okay, there's the bounce. We're going to short the bounce. All right, short the bounce. It's an oversold bounce. It's going back down, right? Well, if you're only looking at the broader average here, you can say, oh, wow, that's a big move from here. You know, I bet it's going to gap down, all right? And what didn't happen, right? That. And so if it was going to roll back down, what evidence would we have had? First of all, utilities wouldn't have gone up. VIX wouldn't have gone down. And we had inside days during this kicking pattern. Small cappers go inside day. Trannies went inside day. You had an inside day for the KRE regional banks, XME. So across the board, a lot of different stuff going inside day. If we were going to roll back down, those inside days break to the downside. If not, they fuel the fire and get us going again, right? And so you start moving, and then we can look for anything that was inside day on Monday, a la Travelers. Boom, see you later, bye-bye. Very nice. So as we get into there, on Tuesday, as things start moving higher, instead of trying to short into strength, all right, a lot of people, I'm just going to take a short against the highs and then put a stop just a little bit above that. You want to remember, we want to be against people in losing positions. Do we know? How do we identify people in losing positions? Anybody on this, if you're taking out yesterday's lows, you're in trouble, right? A la DuPont, a la Dow Chem. These guys are in trouble. Market's recovering and their stock's still going down. Puke. All right. And so when you'll hear me say, when you see these big momentum moves up, if you're not schooled in the ways of momentum to get on board, that's what you look to short, not these things that are going straight up. So if we come in here to Thursday at this point, we got a gift. This thing started just powering higher again, and so there was a lot of momentum to go after. And at that point, we want to look for anybody taking out last week's highs, right? Because anybody who's even the most stalwart Brexiters got to have a stop somewhere. Anything taking out last week's highs, and then we got Hershey. Get yourself an inside day, and boom, that was already above that when the news came out, and that turned out to be very good for some of my folks, so we'll take that. Also, if we get, once again, when the SPY is powering like this, how am I going to identify people in losing positions? Right here. Anybody taking out yesterday's lows? Right here. Your Visa, bearish engulfing, your MA, absolutely gorgeous. These people are put yourself in the position of them, of the mindset of people who are long this thing. They got to dump it. You got to dump when it starts taking this out. You know, the market's screaming. You're sitting there trying to pick a top in the market, fearing that this thing's going to turn around, which it doesn't. But it doesn't matter because all you're thinking is this SPY ticks down at all, I'm really going to get killed. And dump you do. And so we help you make that decision by shorting it in your face. So we came in this morning and we look around to the sectors and we see IBB. And so just like the momentum shooter on the downside, we can look for the momentum hammer. Say, well, what have they not come after as aggressively yet? IBB stuff. Here's a momentum hammer. Once it takes that out, good to go. And you get your Celgene inside day up, and you get your ALNY goes RevStrat day to the upside. Remember, it took out the inside day down. When it comes through, RevStrat 1 bar there, bam, real nice. So we also had some the goat. Look at the gold. Gold gaps up and holds. Silver was really more the story here. It was a little bit stronger. And as that was doing that, once again, plenty of time to get in. It consolidated, gapped, and sit. And then if you go over to the nuggy, oh yeah, what do we got here? Inside 60, pokes its head up a little bit, and then really picks up some steam. And if you like the J-Nug, there you go. Boom. Takes the inside 60 at 223.80. Goes out at 238. I can live with that. So, another thing we had today was Harley Davidson, right? You're hoping Harley doing nothing, right? Okay, so you can lay short. It's just coming up a little bit, no big deal, until boom, the news comes out and it starts to accelerate. And then you look for yourself an inside 30 right here and up sideways measured move. And so that's how you can catch some of that stuff. And once again, the things on the downside today, CXW, no chance, all right? There's no chance. See ya. And then you can just get yourself an inside 60. Right here, let it recover, go inside 60, see you later. Caesars, CZR. This, once again, the 2-bar RevStrat is the inside month, countered with shooter and taking that out. So this thing goes RevStrat month below 720. See you later there. That was nice. The burritos, yeesh. Oh boy. Oh boy, inside day and down. And so, once again, looking for anybody taking profits or going the other way on a day like today. You had inside day and down there for burritos. You had it for Monsanto. A few other nice things there too. And like I said, people in losing positions. How about HIMX? See you later. What are you going to do if you're long this crap on a week like this? Yeah, me too. I'm going to dump it as fast as I can. So that was another real nice one for the little guys. So hopefully that gives you a slight blueprint of what's going on and what to look for in this type of environment, because it happens all the time, and a lot of people don't know how to trade volatility, and it's something that you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time if you know what you're doing. You just want to try and stay pinpointed on where people are going to feel the most pain, who's the most panicked, and that's a lot of this stuff was really on the short side, believe it or not. So coming into next week, once again, that VSER does go momentum shooting star here weekly if they want to keep hitting that thing. Like I said, burritos, oof, 3 dojis in a row down here with a huge market rally, so that's certainly a challenge. And you got something like a Nordstrom here. does hammer off the slight lower low here. We'll see if there's any hope there and how they come in here because of the volatility, we don't have that many inside weeks. But what you can look at on a weekly here too is KGC. That's a gold name, and that stayed inside week. So, and if you once again on these gold names, if you go back to the monthly, he's used to be somebody, you know. There you go. So used to be somebody up in here, and now an inside week down in here to try and take that out. If we take a look at Alexion, inside week, if there's any hope there, it's going to have a tough time not going inside month, and Bloodbath and beyond. But we'll see how it goes, because if we do drop in the SPY, if we do have a soft opening on Monday, we have a real good chance of going an inside week. Right? We're either going to try and test these highs, or we're going inside week. And so as we close the month out here, SPY goes outside month. And so when I say outside bar is a fractal triangle, this is what I mean. It has to be, because it took out the lows and the highs. It's a range extension. That's why it's going to look like this on your daily. Higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows. And now you have 3 lower highs unless we go ripping through that. So we'll be paying attention to these 3 lower highs to start off the week. It's a short week too, which gives us a higher probability of inside weeks because there's less time to trade them. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, I would go to my YouTube, Smith in the Black, all one word, and watch the night session from this week. Gives you a blueprint of exactly how to pinpoint all these things that are going on, when they're happening, while they're happening. And granted, the Brexit move might be here and gone now, but it will happen again, and you're going to want to know this, and you can keep that as a blueprint going forward. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. It's a 3-day weekend here in the United States as we celebrate the original Brexit. All right, everybody have a great weekend. I'm Rob Smith of the Black VTF here at T3 Live. Wishing you all have a happy and safe weekend.